Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Lucid Mains. Today, let us look into the details of the Raphael case verdict. This topic is important for those who are attending the interview this year. From the mains perspective, this topic can be asked as part of your GS2 paper. So, let us begin by looking into what the Raphael is. The Raphael is a medium multi-role twin-jet engine aircraft designed and built by the French company Dassault Aviations. Inducted by the French in the early 2000s, the jet is capable of carrying nuclear warheads and can carry out both land-to-air and air-to-air attacks. The Raphael is dubbed to be an omni-role aircraft, that is, it is capable of performing several actions at the same time, such as reconnaissance, air-to-ground precision strike, anti-ship attacks, nuclear deterrence, and mid-air refueling. The aircraft is fitted with an on-board oxygen generation system which reduces ground support for oxygen production. This system thus helps the aircraft to stay airborne for longer durations. Besides the Indian Air Force, the Raphael has been selected for purchase by several forces such as the Egyptian Air Force and the Qatar Air Force. Now, let us take a look at the Raphael deal. Now, since the 2000s, Indian Air Force has been facing a severe reduction in its squadron strength. The strength has reduced to around 32 squadrons against the authorized level of 42. So, India initiated the process called Medium Multi-Role Combat Aircraft Competition or MMRCA for purchasing a medium-sized aircraft to replace its aging fleet. Thus, the Raphael was chosen in 2012 over the rival offers. The original plan was that India would buy 18 off-the-shelf jets, with 108 others being assembled in India by the state-run Hindustan Aeronautics Limited or HAL. But the Modi government in 2014 pulled back from the commitment to buy 126 Rafales, saying that the twin-engine planes would be too expensive. However, faced with the dipping number of fighters and a pressing need to upgrade the Indian Air Force, the government decided to buy 36 ready-to-fly fighters instead of trying to acquire the technology. So, in September 2016, India signed an intergovernmental agreement with France dubbed as the Raphael deal, through which India bought 36 Raphael fighters for a price estimated to be 58,000 crore rupees or approximately 7.8 billion euros. As per the deal, India will also get spares and weaponry including the Meteor and Scalp missiles, which are considered among the most advanced in the world. Additionally, an accompanying offset clause was also sealed, through which France will invest in India's military aeronautics related research programs and into local production of Rafale components. As per the deal, the aircraft are to be delivered between 2019 and 2022. Now, let us take a look at what the controversy is. Soon after the deal was declared, the main opposition, the Congress, accused the ruling BJP government of non-transparency in the multi-billion-dollar deal. The main allegation is that the government was procuring each aircraft at a cost of rupees 1,670 crores as against 526 crore rupees, which was finalized by the UPA government. The Congress has been asking questions as to why there was a threefold jump in the prices. Also, the fact that Qatar bought the Rafales at just around 700 crore rupees further raises the question on pricing. The next question was why state-run aerospace major HAL was not involved in the new deal. As per the old deal, HAL was supposed to assemble 108 aircrafts, but in the present deal, HAL is kept out of the loop. Another major objection was regarding the selection of Indian partner of Dassault Aviations. The opposition is claiming that Anil Ambani-led Reliance Defence Limited has been unfairly picked to be the French firm's Indian partner. The company has no track record in aeronautic design, development or production. The controversial remarks by former French President Francois Hollande that Anil Ambani was forced onto the French side by India as an offset partner further adds to this controversy. But the government has insisted that it got a significantly better deal than those quoted in the original bid. Officials say that due to national security reasons, there is a confidentiality clause in the Rafale deal which bars the buyer and seller from talking about the pricing. Therefore, it makes it impossible to reveal any details of the defense deal. Soon, a group of writ petitions were placed before the Supreme Court seeking an investigation into the controversial deal. When the Supreme Court took up the petitions, it has emphasized that its decisions drove primarily from the standpoint of Article 32 of the Constitution. That is, the apex court approached the Raphael case within the parameters laid out by its powers of judicial review. The court also made it clear that it will not go into the issues of pricing or matters related to technical suitability of the equipment. The Supreme Court had also refrained itself from undertaking in-depth examination of policy decisions of the executive, especially in matters concerning national security and defense. After considering the issue, the Supreme Court dismissed the petitions seeking an investigation into the deal, arguing that its scope of judicial review is limited and also there was no occasion to really doubt the decision-making process. The court was of the view that there may have been minor deviations, but they aren't big enough to require a detailed scrutiny. But despite this ruling, several questions remain unanswered regarding the Rafale deal. The first and an important question is why the court has ignored the price controversy. The manner in which the benchmark price for the deal was changed at the last minute has been a source of controversy for quite some time. The final decision to opt for the final deal was taken not by the Defense Ministry but by the Cabinet Committee for Security. But such a course of action has not been followed in the past defense capital acquisitions. The court has, however, not examined this, and so the matter remains puzzling. Another question is whether the procedures were followed correctly. Now, the 36 aircraft deal is basically a new contract, so it should have gone through a number of mandatory procedures, starting with a statement of case by the Indian Air Force for 36 jets. Questions also remain unanswered as to why HAL was ignored in the New Deal. One reason put forth by the government to quickly shift to the smaller 36 aircraft deal was that the public sector Hindustan Aeronautics Limited proved to be an obstacle in clearing the larger 126 jet contract. But the court has not looked into the legitimacy of this claim. While it summoned senior Indian Air Force officials to verify the government's claim that the Rafales were urgently needed, no such action was done to verify the government's claim of HAL being an obstacle. Another objection is regarding the mistakes in the judgment itself. At one point, the judgment notes that the pricing details have been shared with the CAG and the report of the CAG has been examined by the Public Accounts Committee. But in fact, no such CAG report has been made public, no receipt being examined by the PAC. While the government claims that it could have risen on account of misinterpretation of a couple of sentences, this appears to be a serious misinterpretation by the court. The next major question is regarding the lack of sovereign guarantee. Now, a sovereign guarantee is a legal obligation placed upon the country selling military equipments or aircrafts. It is basically a reassurance that is commonly found in defense contracts that are signed between governments. In the Rafale deal, no such guarantee has been signed. Only a letter of comfort was given by France, which is neither legally binding nor enforceable. Now, without a sovereign guarantee, either party can break the promise and go their own ways. But since such a deal is based on public funds, lack of sovereign guarantee can cause harm to the nation in case of any disputes. Now, regarding the controversy of selecting the Indian partner, the judgment has noted that Reliance Aerostructures was chosen because Dassault has had dealings with its parent company Reliance Industries in the past. But Reliance Aerostructures' parent company is not Reliance Industries. It was established well after 2012 and its parent company is the Anil Ambani-run Reliance Infrastructure. The Supreme Court's verdict ignores, confuses and mixes up these basic facts. So naturally, the questions of crony capitalism and commercial favoritism remains. Another question that remains is why India was dropped as the seat of arbitration. By dropping this demand, resolving any disputes will become highly complicated. But so far, no reasons have been provided for this action by the government. Last, yet a crucial question is regarding the controversial remarks made by former French president. No investigations have been made into these allegations, which leaves behind the doubts of crony capitalism. Now, let us summarize what we have discussed so far. There are obviously unverified claims and unanswered questions remaining. These questions are challenging the credibility of our system and the people's trust in its capacity to tackle cases of high-level corruption. Hence, an authentic inquiry, be it in the form of a joint parliamentary committee or by the judiciary, has become essential. Also, India has a long history of delays and controversies in military acquisitions. So, there needs to be a robust and reliable procedures and overview mechanisms in place to ensure smooth acquisitions in the future. Now, from the judiciary's part, such errors, grammatical or not, can seriously dent its credibility. Hence, the courts must be careful to avoid such mistakes in the future and should not hesitate to take punitive action against those who cause such errors. Lastly, one should always remember that the final casualty of such a controversy is national security. Based on today's calculations, the Indian Air Force squadron strength will drop to 23 in 2032 unless there is fresh acquisitions beyond the 36 Rafales and the 123 Tejas fighter aircrafts. Hence, India cannot afford any more delays in its defense capital acquisitions. So, measures must be initiated to overcome the blockades that have plagued India's defense capital acquisitions. The draft Defense Procurement Policy of 2018 is a promising move in this regard.